At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I am going to do what I was born for? Or is this what I was created for, to huddle under the blankets and stay warm? These are the words of Marcus Aurelius. Think about who this man was. He was the Emperor of Rome. He was the most powerful man on earth. No one could tell him what to do. If he wanted to sleep until noon, he could. If he wanted to spend his days eating, drinking, and indulging in pleasure, no one would stop him. And yet, he struggled. Just like you. Every morning he fought a war against the warmth of his blankets. He fought the seductive voice in his head that said, "Stay here, it is safe here, it is comfortable here, the world outside is cold and demanding." But Marcus won that war, every single day. Why? Because he understood a secret that most modern men have forgotten. He understood that self-discipline is not a punishment. It is not a prison. Self-discipline is the only path to freedom. If you cannot control your own mind, you are a slave to your impulses. If you cannot command yourself to do the work, you are a slave to your laziness. In this series, we are going to break down the Stoic system for building iron self-discipline. We are not talking about motivation. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are fickle. We are talking about discipline, a machine that works whether you feel like it or not. Based on the private journals of the emperor, here are the ancient rules for mastering the self. Rule number 1. Find your purpose. Marcus Aurelius often looked at nature to find answers. He looked at the bees, the ants, the spiders. He noticed something profound. None of them complain. None of them take a day off because they don't feel like it. He wrote, "Don't you see the plants, the birds, the ants and spiders and bees going about their individual tasks, putting the world in order as best they can, and you're not willing to do your job as a human being?" This is the first pillar of discipline, purpose. You cannot have discipline if you do not know why you are doing it. A man who does not know his destination will never have the energy to walk the path. He will sit down at the first sign of fatigue. Why is it so hard for you to work? Why is it so easy to get distracted by social media, by video games, by cheap entertainment? It is because your brain does not see the value in the work. You have not defined your nature. Imagine a Ferrari engine sitting in a garage. If you never turn it on, if you never drive it, it is just a lump of cold metal. It was built for speed, but it is doing nothing. That is the definition of tragedy. You are that engine. You were built for action. You were built to solve problems, to build, to protect, to create. When you hide under the blankets, you are violating your own nature. You must sit down and ask yourself the hard question, what am I here to do? Not what brings me pleasure, not what makes me money, but what is my function as a human being? When you have a mission that is bigger than your feelings, discipline becomes automatic. A mother does not need motivation to run into a burning building to save her child. Her purpose overrides her fear. Her purpose overrides her laziness. Find your fire, and the discipline will follow. Rule number 2, count on yourself. We live in a world that is obsessed with external saviors. We wait for a mentor to guide us. We wait for a boss to tell us what to do. We wait for a partner to make us happy. We wait for motivation to strike us like lightning. We are constantly waiting for permission to be great. Marcus Aurelius destroys this mindset. He says, turn your desire to stone. What does that mean? It means you must stop being a liquid that takes the shape of its container. You must become solid. You must become your own leader. True discipline is self-generated. If you only work when your boss is watching, you are not disciplined. You are obedient. There is a difference. Obedience is for dogs. Discipline is for kings. You have to realize that no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to wake you up. No one is coming to force you to go to the gym. No one is coming to build your business for you. It is entirely up to you. This realization is terrifying, but it is also empowering. It means the keys to the castle are in your pocket. You don't need to wait for the perfect time. You don't need to wait for the perfect feeling. You simply need to act. Marcus wrote to himself, "Stop drifting. Sprint to the finish. Write off your hopes, and if your well-being matters to you, be your own savior while you can." Be your own savior. Let that sink in. The moment you take 100% responsibility for your actions, laziness dies, because laziness feeds on the excuse that I'll do it when I feel like it. When you accept that you will never feel like it, and you have to do it anyway, you become dangerous. You stop negotiating with yourself. When the alarm goes off, you don't have a debate with your brain. You don't ask, "Am I tired? Is it cold?" No. You move. You are a soldier following orders, and you are also the general giving them. This is the foundation, purpose and self-reliance. But this is just the beginning. How do you maintain this every single day? And how do you train yourself to love the pain? That is what we will cover next. We have established the foundation. You have defined your purpose, your function as a human being. You have accepted radical responsibility, the knowledge that no one is coming to save you. But starting is easy. Everyone starts. On January 1st, the gyms are full. Everyone has a plan. Everyone has a dream. Everyone is motivated. But come February, the gyms are empty. The plans are abandoned. The dreams are dead. Why? Because they lacked the third rule of Stoic discipline. They relied on intensity when they should have relied on consistency. Rule number 3, show up every day. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You must build up your life action by action and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible, and no one can keep you from this." Action by action. Brick by brick. The biggest lie of the modern world is the overnight success. You see the result, the millionaire, the champion, the master, and you think they got there through one massive, heroic effort. You think they found a shortcut. You are wrong. Discipline is not a grand gesture. It is not lifting a heavy weight once. It is lifting a light weight thousands of times, day after day, year after year, when no one is watching and when you don't feel like it. Think of a river cutting through a canyon. Does the river cut through the rock because it is powerful? No. The water is soft. The rock is hard. The river cuts through the rock because it is persistent. It never stops. It flows today. It flows tomorrow. It flows for 1,000,000 years. You must become the river. The weak man looks for an excuse to take a break. He says, "I worked hard yesterday. I deserve a rest today." The Stoic man understands the danger of the 0 day. A 0 day is a day where you do nothing towards your goal. It is a day where you let the momentum die. You must never have a 0 day. Even if you are sick, even if you are tired, even if the world is falling apart, you do something. You write one sentence, you do one push-up, you read one page, you keep the chain alive. Because the moment you break the chain, you allow the weakness to creep back in. You tell your brain that it is okay to quit. And once you quit once, it becomes easier to quit again. Consistency is the evidence of belief. If you truly believe in your purpose, you will show up. If you don't show up, you are just a tourist in your own life. Rule number 4, practice voluntary hardship. Now we enter the dark heart of Stoicism. This is the rule that separates the elite from the average. This is the rule that will terrify the comfort-addicted modern mind. We live in a world designed to kill your discipline. Everything around you is engineered to make you soft. You have air conditioning. You have heated seats. You have food delivered to your door with a click. You have infinite entertainment in your pocket. You are drowning in comfort. And comfort is a slow death. Comfort destroys your tolerance for pain. It makes you weak, fragile, and afraid. When you are used to a soft bed and a warm room, the slightest inconvenience feels like a tragedy. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, saw this trap coming 2,000 years ago. He was a rich man, but he knew that wealth could make him soft. So he prescribed a cure. He said, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" This is the practice of voluntary hardship. You must make yourself uncomfortable on purpose. You must seek out pain before pain seeks you out. Why? Why would anyone choose to suffer? Because when you voluntarily expose yourself to cold, to hunger, to fatigue, you strip them of their power. You realize that you can survive them. You realize that the monster under the bed is just a shadow. How do you do this? You take cold showers, not to wake up, but to force your brain to override the shock. Your body screams, "No," but your mind says yes. That is a rep for your discipline muscle. You fast. You go 24 hours without food. You feel the hunger gnawing at your stomach. The average man panics when he misses lunch. The Stoic man smiles at the hunger. He learns that he is not a slave to his appetite. You sleep on the floor. You walk in the rain without an umbrella. You turn off your phone and sit in silence for an hour. By doing this, you are callousing your mind. You are building armor. When the real tragedy strikes, when you lose your job or get sick or face a crisis, you will not crumble. You will stand tall. You will say, "I have trained for this. I know what discomfort feels like, and I am not afraid of it." The man who fears nothing is the man who desires nothing, and the man who needs nothing is the man who is truly free. Rule number 5, the dichotomy of control. Once you have hardened your body and mind, you must learn where to aim your weapon. You can have all the discipline in the world, but if you focus it on the wrong things, you will burn out. Epictetus gave us the dichotomy of control. Some things are up to us and some things are not up to us. It sounds simple, but do you actually live by it? Most of your anxiety, most of your procrastination comes from trying to control things that are not yours to control. You worry about the economy. You worry about what people think of you. You worry about the algorithm. You worry about the weather. You worry about the future. You are wasting your energy screaming at the storm. The Stoic archer. Imagine an archer pulling back his bow. He can control his stance. He can control his breath. He can control his aim. He can control the moment he releases the arrow. But the moment the arrow leaves the bow, it is gone. A gust of wind might hit it. The target might move. He cannot control the outcome. He can only control the process. To build discipline, you must develop laser focus on your own actions. Stop looking at the scoreboard. Stop looking at the subscriber count. Stop looking at the bank account. Look at the work. Did you do your job today? Did you give 100% effort? Did you act with virtue? If the answer is yes, then you have won, regardless of the result. When you detach from the outcome, you become terrifyingly effective. You are no longer paralyzed by the fear of failure. You are just a machine executing a program. If you succeed, good. If you fail, good. I will learn and try again. Nothing can stop a man who doesn't care about the outcome but cares deeply about the effort. We have covered consistency, voluntary hardship, and the focus of control. But there is one final enemy we must defeat, an enemy that lives inside your pocket and inside your brain, the enemy of cheap pleasure. In the final part of this series, we will learn how to kill the dopamine addiction and how to hold yourself accountable when no one is watching. We have reached the final stage of our transformation. You have your purpose, you have your self-reliance, you have your consistency, you have your armor of hardship, and you have your laser focus. But there is a trap so subtle, so seductive, that it destroys even the strongest men. It is the trap of now. Rule number 6, Kill the cheap dopamine, delayed gratification. Marcus Aurelius asked himself a question that echoes through history. He asked, "Were you made for pleasure? Was I created to be pampered, or was I created for action?" Look at your life. Look at the last 24 hours. How many times did you reach for your phone just to check it? How many times did you eat something you shouldn't have? How many hours did you waste watching other people live their lives on a screen? You are drowning in cheap dopamine. Your brain is under attack. We live in a world that has weaponized pleasure. The algorithm, the junk food, the entertainment. It is all designed to hijack your biology. It is designed to give you the reward without the effort. And this is the death of discipline. Why would you go to the gym and lift heavy iron for an hour to feel good when you can just scroll through TikTok for 15 seconds and get the same chemical hit? Why would you build a business for 5 years when you can play a video game and feel like a conqueror in 5 minutes? Cheap dopamine makes you weak. It makes you soft. It turns you into a consumer instead of a creator. The Stoic realizes that pleasure is not the enemy, but unearned pleasure is poison. You must declare war on immediate gratification. This is the rule. You do not get the reward until you have done the work. No phone until the morning deep work is done. No movie until the project is finished. No comfort until the sweat has been spilled. You must retrain your brain to love the slow burn. The pleasure of eating a pizza lasts for 10 minutes. The pleasure of having a healthy, strong body lasts a lifetime. The pleasure of sleeping in lasts for an hour. The pleasure of building an empire lasts for generations. Every time you choose the easy path, you are stealing from your future self. You are borrowing happiness from tomorrow to pay for comfort today. And the interest rate on that loan is ruinous. Stop trading your legacy for a moment of cheap thrill. Embrace the boredom, embrace the waiting, embrace the long, hard road, because that is where the gold is buried. Rule number 7. The mirror. Review your day. Now we come to the final rule, the rule that keeps the system running. You can have all the philosophy in the world, but if you do not measure yourself, you are flying blind. Seneca, the great Stoic master, had a ritual. Every single night, after the lights were out and his wife had gone to sleep, he would put himself on trial. He would examine his entire day, hour by hour. He would hide nothing from himself. He asked 3 questions. What did I do wrong today? What did I do right? What could I be doing better? Most men are terrified of the silence. They are terrified of being alone with their own thoughts. They fall asleep with the TV on or scrolling their phones just to avoid facing themselves. Why? Because they know they failed. They know they wasted the day, and they don't want to admit it. But you must be different. You must look in the mirror. Every night you must sit in the darkness and play back the tape of your life. Did you lose your temper? Admit it. Did you waste 2 hours on nonsense? Admit it. Did you act with cowardice? Admit it. Do not judge yourself with hatred, judge yourself with truth. If you messed up, say, I was weak today, but tomorrow I will be better. If you succeeded, say, I was strong today, tomorrow I will repeat it. This daily audit is the ultimate accountability. It prevents you from drifting. It forces you to confront your own mediocrity before it becomes a habit. You become your own coach. You become your own judge. We have walked a long road together in this series. We have looked at the example of the Emperor Marcus Aurelius. We have dissected the biology of laziness. We have armed you with the tools of the ancients. Now the video is ending. The screen will go dark and you will be left with a choice. There are 2 types of pain in this life. You cannot avoid pain. You can only choose which pain you want. There is the pain of discipline. It is heavy. It is uncomfortable. It requires sacrifice. It means waking up when you want to sleep. It means working when you want to play. It means saying no when you want to say yes. This pain weighs ounces. And then there is the pain of regret. This is the pain of looking back at your life and realizing what you could have been. It is the pain of wasted potential. It is the pain of being a ghost in your own story. This pain weighs tons. You have to carry one of them. Which one will it be? Will you choose the temporary discomfort of the cold morning air, or will you choose the eternal agony of being a failure? Marcus Aurelius is dead. Seneca is dead. Epictetus is dead. They cannot do the work for you. I cannot do the work for you. The sun will rise tomorrow morning. The alarm will ring. The battle will begin again. Will you hide under the blankets, or will you rise and fulfill your destiny? The choice is yours. But remember, death is coming. The clock is ticking. You do not have unlimited time to figure this out. Stop arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. If you are ready to walk this path, if you are ready to kill the laziness and birth the warrior, then join us. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell. This is not just content. This is a training camp for the mind. Go now. Do the work. Stay stoic.